folks, what is going on? I'm started early. I don't know what's going on. Oh, hold on. Did we have a catastrophe just happen? Let's see. Hey folks, I don't know if I've seen a couple of people getting disconnected. I don't know what's going on, but please let me know. We can restart this if need be. I guess that's not the way. I really wanted to start this, but hey folks, AJ the CEO here. Thank y'all for stopping by. Let's get this. I'm playing with all the stuff here. Like I told you, getting better and better every day. So let's do our lower third here. This is AJ the CEO. Thanks y'all for stopping by. Every Friday we do a Q&A with AJ where I try and answer y'all's questions as best as I possibly can. And the more and more I start seeing people in the chat, that's why I started it early. Thank y'all so much for being here. Let me get I think I got my stuff straight. I'm trying to, anyway, we got a lot of stuff going on. So let's go ahead and get some shout outs going out on here. Perspective Caribbean, what is going on? Hello. From Barbados, we got Damie here. Hello. Anita. Hello. Jack Wolf. Hello. Augustine, what's going on, man? Creative for Fun. Hello. Anthony. Hello. Love as Apologetics. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Hello. Jordan Hannah Marks. Hello. Adam Smith. Hello. Simon Saucy. Hello. And Jordan J1203. Hello. What is going on, folks? Nicholas, hello. We got a lot of things going on today, so I'm doing a lot more formal stuff here before we get started. I will repeat this again because of some awesome stuff. Simon is saying he needs some. Well, actually, let me jump back here. Hello, Jern. What's going on with you? Smith Simeon is saying he needs some help with a live streaming PC. What you could do if you need help with that is, and I got my email up here, if you need some help, you can submit your questions and stuff like that see, this goes too fast. I haven't been able to slow this down yet, but go to questions@ajhomes.com if you want to send some stuff to me, questions and things like that. And hold on, it's going too fast for me. Antonio, hello. Let me jump over here. Augustine wants to know how the tooth pain is. It is non-existent because they've taken out both of my wisdom teeth and I have absolutely no pain at all, which I am super excited about. Thank you for asking. And let's see what else we got going on. Simeon was asking about live streaming with the GTX 1050. Hey, you can do that because that's the exact same card that I have at my church right now. It's the 1050. Works great. But if you need anything else other than that info, which it looks like you have, hit me up. 16 gigs of RAM, 240 gig SSD, ASRock B450. Good. What's your processor? But your processor doesn't matter because you're using GPU for that. We'll circle back around. Through Faith, how you doing? Good morning from Trinidad. Let me jump back here to real quick. Smith Simeon, honestly, I would go for, if you can get it for under $130, go for the Ryzen 5 1600AF. That is a redone system Sorry, got a message here. Make sure the box says the AF brand, because it's a rebranded second generation processor, and that would give you more than enough horsepower for that. Really, it was going for $89, but now people are marking it up like crazy. Any Ryzen 5 processor will do good for you. If your budget can handle it, go for the Ryzen 5 3600. Great, more than enough power than what you need. That's what I'm using to run this right now. Yeah, thanks, Augustine. It was a high point on the it was kind of a low point on the birthday for it to have the teeth taken out, but hey, I have no pain. Perspective Caribbean, thank you so much. Now, Champs, let me do this real quick. I want to announce some other stuff and get this out of the way. So, in the chat, do y'all remember when I said that we're going to be and why did my image just go down in brightness? Here, hold on, let me brighten this up here just a little bit. There we go. I don't know if y'all remember last week, I was saying that we're excited about having a partner for our 30,000, and there's a train, 30,000 subscribers. So, like I said, we always do a giveaway for 30,000 subscribers. I announced it that we're partnering, and this giveaway is sponsored by Ada Imaging. So, let me go ahead, and y'all will be the first to know this. Starting as of right now, you can register for the 30,000 subscriber giveaway, and let me please read in between the lines when I say this. Because of YouTube policy, there's no way that we can say make it mandatory for you to subscribe. But I'm asking y'all, because Ada Imaging is doing this for the community, show them some love. Go ahead, hit up their YouTube channel, subscribe to them, hit up their Facebook page, like their page, because the more this happens, the more we can get more sponsors to help out the community as large. And I just want to thank Justin and Pedro, I believe. Not remembering their names off the top of my head, but they're the ones that I'm contacting with, and they are really excited to help do this. So, here you go. Here is the information. Go to grow.ajhomes.com/30K giveaway. You can enter for that right now, and the grand prize is going to be the Ada Imaging HD 100A that you see in the picture right there, which is the same camera that I have for my overhead camera. Really like that camera. It has done very well, and let me switch back out of here. So it's going to be this camera that you can use for a static image camera. Really thankful for them doing that, and it's awesome. Now, the other thing, that's the grand prize. Now, based off of last week, we said that we're going to pick somebody. There's already well, actually, I don't have one for the 30,000 because I don't know when we're going to hit that. We're going to hit it with either this month or the beginning of next month. But what's going to happen is I'm going to do a live stream for that, and based off of what we agreed, it's going to be a 16-hour window of time for you to get back in touch with me, whoever wins. And if I don't hear from you in 16 hours, we're going to do another, we're going to pick the runner-up. We're actually going to draw 5 people with this, because Ada Imaging is providing the grand prize, which is that camera. Second prize is a Stream Deck, regular Stream Deck, I think the 15-key one. And then we're going to have 3 follow-up winners where they're going to get their choice of an E-Missionary shirt, something like this, that I will ship there. Now, what will happen? If the person who wins the Ada Imaging camera does not get it, doesn't respond, it's going to roll over to the next person who would have won the Stream Deck. They're going to get the camera. And then the first person that would have drawn for the shirt, they would now get the Stream Deck, and then we would keep rolling like that until somebody gets everything. So hopefully y'all understand that. Go to the link below, but like I said, show Ada Imaging some love, hit them up on their channel, subscribe, because the bigger they get, you know, the more it helps here. And I mean, I've been using their products for a long time. Obviously I have this one. I bought this myself, and really like their stuff. So I'm thankful that we got to the point to where companies are actually helping to sponsor, so we can do bigger and better things as well too. And one other thing, there's a video that is going to release at 2 o'clock today on my channel. And how can I put it this way? We have reached a new level in our channel to where I'm going to be opening up YouTube memberships. A video at 2 o'clock is going to explain that. So if you're not on Patreon, there's another option for that. But please watch that video so you can understand the reason why I'm doing that. And I think that's enough of me blabbing. So let's get over here to Campy Camp's question here. And how do you add a guest to your stream with Zoom and the AJay Mini Pro? AJay Mini Pro is used to stream. What you would need to do is you need to, just like I have right now, so if I turn this off and I bring in my input, I have monitor number 2. So right now, if I do that, you can see my screen. The way you will want to do this, if you're doing this solely through the AJay Mini, is to have your Zoom call on a secondary screen or something like that with your computer, and you bring them in that way, or a secondary computer, it doesn't matter. Have the audio coming from the HDMI from that system into this. That's how you can hear them. They won't necessarily be able to hear you. There's a lot of setup that you need to do with that. And maybe I should do a video just on how to do this all solely through the AJay. I'll work on something like that. But that's kind of a high level with that. Enoch Daniel, hello, how you doing? Thank you so much. Enjoying the Soteria Church video. We got some other stuff coming on, coming up soon. Otis, what's going on, man? Back to Perspective Caribbean. Have you tried converting the project from the AJay Mini Pro ISO to Premiere Pro? No, I have not. I do not have the ISO. I still just have the AJay Mini Pro. Me personally, I currently don't have a need for the ISO, but it depends on how things go. I might have to get one, but currently, no, I do not have it. They said that feature they were going to roll out to the other models of the AJay, at least to the AJay Mini Pro. So I was hoping for that, but currently, no, I have not done that. But now that I think about it, you can actually open that up in DaVinci Resolve and export it as an XML file, and then I think Premiere Pro can read XML inputs, something like that. But don't hold me to that one. Gregory Arthur, awesome. Bryant Davis, hello from Polk, Mississippi. Anthony, I think you were probably the first one there. Congratulations. Like I said, we have that giveaway going on, the 30,000 subscriber. We still have the AJay Mini one that's going on, which is, I'm going to put that in the chat so y'all can see how to get to that one. Josh, what is going on? What is going on? Enoch, may the odds be ever your favor. Yes, I always drop that line. Let's go to David Fields here. Wants to know, I lost signal going from the X32 through the Scarlett 2i to the OBS. I can't figure it out if it's my OBS settings or my computer settings. I'm getting the signal on the 2i2, but no sound in OBS. Are you bringing in sound for the settings of OBS, or are you bringing them in over like an input? So like, for example, hopefully this doesn't, hold on, I'm opening up OBS here, and I need to turn this off so I don't have a loop going on forever. So if we cut over here, let's take that off. So when you're capturing your audio in OBS, there's multiple ways you can bring it in. And why did my camera look dark again? So you could either do a input capture, and then you point to whichever device that you want to bring your sound in, or you can go to settings and then audio and then set it to one of these inputs. It's your choice. Doing this makes it go to every scene, which I don't like if you ever wanted to only capture audio a certain way. So, David, which way are you bringing that in? And that can help me steer in which direction to go with that. Jay Greentree, hello, happy Friday. Excuse me, I just ate right before I got on here. Joe's Tech, is there any way to do replays while using the AJay Mini Pro to stream? Yeah, there are ways you can do that. Let me try something. Hopefully I don't get disconnected while I'm doing this. I am hooking up my, actually, let me take that back. I was getting ready to see if I can hook this drive up and it shows as items that you can play, but no, it doesn't work that way. I really hoped it would. The only way I can think of that you can do that is that you would need to have, man, that's kind of weird. It would almost be, I don't think there's any straightforward way to do that all solely inside of the AJay Mini. I'm thinking how I would do that is, like OBS has a replay feature, nothing like that in the AJay Mini is. You would have to finagle that. So you would have to either have like a drive like this hooked up that's recording, unplug it, plug it back into another system or something like that, and then play it back as an input. But that seems kind of wonky to do. There's not a one button press to do a replay, unfortunately, but that would be an awesome feature to add. But no, not right now. Gregory Arthur said they just registered. Awesome. Like I said, folks, I don't do the video. Let me also, please, when you register for that, this is a sponsored event. This is giveaway. It's a little bit different. There are rules that you need to read. They're legal rules that I actually purchased. So they have all the legal bindings and all this other stuff. Please make sure you read the rules, because this is with a sponsored company. So in all transparency, which I say on there as well, that when you register for this, your names are going to be submitted to Ada Imaging as well too. Because that's the whole thing. They provide a product. They want to expand and help out more churches. So they're going to use that as contact. So I'm letting you know all of that was written out. Please read it. Do not just register. I'm being as transparent as I can with that. Let's see. Shane wants to know, when premiering a video and enabling live chat for the entire Sunday service, will that chat remain with the video even if it's trimmed down to just the sermon portion? Yes, it will. Anything that's embedded, it will be, the chat is linked to the time. Now, you could, when you're trimming it, turn off the chat to where you don't play any of the chat is not available anymore. You can always do that for a replay. That's a setting inside the video that you could do. Let's see where we're at here. Otis. Recently had a Windows update that bumps your audio interface drivers on your Scarlett. Yep, that sounds about right. I've had similar issues as well. Robert. Hey AJ, is there a similar comment feature on OBS rather than doing a window capture and chat box? As of right now, I am not aware of one. That's why I'm doing this all through vMix, but I am looking at doing something like that with OBS. I just haven't found anything that has been very user friendly, not yet. And let me crank up the ISO again. Why does it? Yeah, it's locking me at this, but so yeah, unfortunately that's how it is. The man, hey AJ, nice to see you doing good, helping us again. I've emailed my pastor with a lot of the ideas for the media, etc., but my pastor wants to do everything step by step. It frustrates me. Any suggestions? I understand. I would first say take it step by step, because jumping in, it's a lot. Like I met back with a church yesterday that I talked to them last year before COVID happened, and they want to get a lot of stuff put in place, but we intentionally had to slow down because I can go at 100 miles an hour if they're ready, but not a lot of people are ready for that. And it could just be just trying to accept such significant changes that are happening. For example, we added the intercom system for the media ministry. Then we're adding a bunch of stuff, and a lot of times, and I don't know if they're older, and I don't want to be ageist when I say this, but because of so many changes that are going on, people are uneasy. A lot of people fear change, and now this COVID has forced people to have to change. So they're changing, but they still want to have some type of control to slow it down. So I would say go as far as you possibly can, but don't roll that out to your church, because like I always say, even with this stuff, I know my congregation and the members at my church of how far I can go without make them terrified of everything that's going on. So I would say that work on it as your own pet project. Like all this stuff that I'm doing here, I have not even introduced in my church because my church isn't ready for that. I know where they're at, but I'm working on my skill set so that when they're ready, I have something else that I can jump ahead. This is your R&D, your development that you're working on, excuse me, for things in the future. And I need something to drink. You want to have an R&D so you know where you're going, because it's always growing and dying. You're always moving forward, or you're automatically going backwards. So get your church, your ministry at a comfortable place to where now they're getting the message out, or like we say, throw a camera in the back. But then there's so many other layers. The rabbit hole gets so much deeper that you can go. And some people don't want to go into free fall going through there. So just take your time, but take the time for your church, but you can push yourself as far as you're willing to go, and then slowly roll that out at your church. Back to David here. Says that I have the audio input for the signal for that. Now, I'm wondering, David, are you changing the input at all? The connection in the jack for your USB, are you changing that from Sunday to Sunday? Also, how many other devices that you have? I had a guy from Bali I was talking to last night. He was having the same issue, but I think it was so many interfaces were going on the same hub that it just couldn't sustain it, and it just had to rotate to plug into a different USB to where all that data is not coming through the same USB hub on your computer. That may be it. I would try something like that, or just let me know about that. Jayant Isaac, hope I'm pronouncing your name wrong. How do you make lower thirds in OBS? I have a video about that, to where these are the ones that I have are actually a compilation of multiple images. So like if I do this one, this is actually an image that was made in Adobe After Effects, and I play those as a collection inside of vMix, and OBS does it as well. If you just want a static one, honestly, you could just put a static image that you can make in Canva, a bar at the bottom, and put your text that way. Or you can make it all in one image. There are multiple ways that you can do it, but I would check out my video on how to make lower thirds. That will get you there. And if you want to go further into that, then hit me up with questions at AJayhomes.com. And Gregory, I think I just played that. So again, is there an email? Yes. I need to find out how to slow this down. Again, it is questions at AJayhomes.com. That's how you can email me, and I'm gonna put it in the chat as well too. I think that will work. Yeah. So it's in the chat as well too. For the monthly giveaway for the A10 Mini, that is in the chat as well too, and I will bring that up in a second. Actually, did I just put it in the chat? I think I just did. And let me find it. I thought I put it on here. Yeah, so the chat, oh, come on now, hold on. For the giveaway, for the monthly giveaway for the A10 Mini, that is here. Grow.ajhomes.com/A10 Mini. We're giving the last day of the month is where we're going to do the drawing. So please, y'all don't have to hit me up asking me when I'm going to do the drawing. It is the last day of the month. That's when we're going to do it. And that's how you would register there. Let me jump back to my chat here. I hope everybody's doing well. Sounds like y'all are doing well. Dr. E. McCoy wants to know, in OBS while streaming, when I switch scenes to live video, the sound is muffled from the computer audio. Does my Canon camcorder have sound that I can use that may be more clearer? It is possible that you can do that. Like, I'm using a microphone right now, but I could easily use the mic from my camera and it could work, but it's muffled. Yeah, I don't know. Give me some more detail. What is your current sound system setup right now? And I'm looking at camera right here, and I'm not looking at it. Give me some more info on how you have your stuff set up. Do you have your sound coming in, or are you just using the? Yeah, I just need to know more details about your sound system setup right now. All right, Jay Greentree was saying he thinks he has a way to add the YouTube chat in OBS. I'll check it out and then post in the Facebook page after a while. Awesome. And with that, thank you for the great segue in that. And that's for the Facebook group. If you are not a part of the Facebook group, you are missing out. We do a lot of great things. People have a lot of, it's like this 24/7. And I thought I put the Facebook, yeah, there it goes. The Facebook group here. Join that. It's pretty free. I mean, it's free to get in. All you got to do is agree to the rules, and we just ask for information. Are you already in your media ministry? Are you live streaming? Stuff like that. The main thing is the rules about not posting live streams and stuff like that, because we don't want to clog up the group. Now, last week, I actually did a review of the live streams that we post every other week for people to share and get inspiration. So I might think about doing that on this. It all depends. But please, if you are not a part of the Facebook group, you are missing out. There's a lot of great things there in this 24/7. Champy Champs, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'm glad y'all are getting something out of this. Jordan J, 1203. I started to do it in the timestamps of our service, but it does not show the breakout segments in the video timeline. Is there something I need to do to show it? Make sure when you're doing your timestamps, you start with 0:00, and then go from there. Now, if you're doing a live video, timestamps do not show on live video. They show after the fact. But that's the only thing you really got to do. Just make sure you put the number, and then that's it. The man was saying, I can go 100 miles an hour. Yes, they are older. I was the person who presented Facebook media to him. I understand and thanks. Hey, awesome. And then Creative for Fun, kind of saying the same thing. That's how I'm approaching my church upgrading, just trying to get them on board with live streaming. Hey, it's a process. It's a process. Michael, AJ, thanks for all the great work. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Quick question. Which reasonably priced, not cheap, not expensive 1080p PTZ cameras do you like for a multi-camera setup? Well, the sponsor of our 30,000 subscriber giveaway is my preference. That is the Ada Imaging PTZ camera. I've used them in multiple installs. Really like them very much. And let me bring that up here. let's see. So this one right here, this is the second generation of them. The first gen I've used, and I really like these. They are IP based. They also have multiple outputs all at the same time. Where's the media at? Okay, let me click on this. So in here, so you have your RS-232 control. It does HDMI out, it does SDI out, it does USB out, and it does LAN out all at the same time. And these cameras in comparison are going for, let's just look at BH Photo here and let's see what they're going for. Now they also have NDI ones, so this is not an NDI one. This is going for around $14.63, and in comparison, those are very, very cost effective compared to how the other ones are. So that's kind of what I would recommend, because that's what I personally have used in other installs. Let's see, where did I leave off at? CL4KFL asked me, do I use H2R? No, I have not. I've downloaded it and I've played around with it, and I'm still trying to cut my teeth on that. But that's kind of like another type of graphics layer that you can add to your stream. I know, what's the guy's name on YouTube? He does a lot of Aaron Parakeet. I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong, so I apologize for that. But this guy, he actually uses that in his stuff here. Does some really cool stuff with his thing. So he uses the H2R, and that's where I actually heard of it, and that's what I'm playing around with that as well too. So currently, no, I do not use it, but I know it could actually do some awesome stuff. Religion Lounge wants to know, what streaming software am I using right now? I am using vMix right now. This is the HD version, which is around $350. I bought the basic that was $60 maybe 3 years ago, and really hadn't used it. A lot of y'all have been asking me to do stuff on it. So the way I learn is I cut cold turkey. I cut OBS, went completely vMix, forcing myself to learn it. So that's why I'm using my stuff this way. And I'll have some more videos coming soon on different aspects, especially how you're seeing the graphics right now. Jay Hernandez wants to know, can I post a link on how to get a consultation with me? Give me a second and I will post that. That is on my site. And I'm gonna put that in the chat here. And if I cut over, let's get rid of this and let's come over here. So here's my website, ajayhomes.com/consultations, and I didn't even put the HTTPS in the link. Yeah, so this is where you can set up a consultation with me. I'm slowly starting to do on-sites, but again, they are heavily restricted, as in only me and one person can be there or something like that. But consultations you can book that way, phone or in Zoom, either one of those. That's what I am doing. All right, let's go to our next one. Jan Isaac wants to know how to make conference calls in OBS. You can't make conference calls in OBS. You have to capture it from a different way. Now, that's the reason why I did the version of vMix I have. I can actually have people call in through vMix, but OBS does not have anything natively. That's why you'll see in my other videos where I'm capturing from Zoom to bring them in. But again, there's no way to do that. I'm gonna post this, but I'm gonna answer it real quick. Please post your number. No, I don't do that. because then my phone would be blowing up. I don't not do that. Email and stuff like that is the easiest way to get in touch with me. And then if it goes into like some form of business, then I hand that number out. I do not post my number out publicly like that. Hello, Jamie. How are you doing? And the man is giving another prop for the Facebook group. It's helped out a lot because, again, it's just not me. And let me go back to Jay and Isaac's question. This is the reason why I capture in Zoom, because capturing Zoom and OBS will allow you to do this. And that's where that answers that question. I really think check out that video, and that will get you, it should help you with a lot of the questions that you've been asking so far. Streets of Destiny, hello from Phoenix. Anthony, inside of the form and everything like that for the giveaway, they are there, but what I would do, let's bring them up here. And I need to tell those guys that they should get their name set so we can actually reference them directly. So they have the long name right now. They don't. They can't do a personalized name yet because, like a bunch of churches, they haven't hit the 100. So right now they have a very long name. I will put it in the chat. But here is their page right now. They have 33 subscribers, and I'm mousing my mouse over here for a reason. Read between the lines, folks. Coming soon. Coming soon. Check out this camera. Coming soon. But yeah, this is their page. I will put the link in the description. Show them some love because they didn't have to do what they're doing. And this is just a way of us saying thank you. And like I said, I've been using their products well before they ever even reached out. And I will still continue to use their products even if they hadn't have done this. So, you know, show them some love. Really appreciate that. And I'll put that in the comments. So here, back to Dr. E. McCoy, saying, I'm just using the sound from my desktop, but do not have an external mic connected. However, we do use church microphones, but the volume is still too low for Facebook Live. Okay. Yes, back to your original question, then yes, you can go with that camera. And this kind of goes back to the question that we had earlier, I think, with David Fields, when they were asking about sounds. And hopefully I didn't miss who I was referencing in that. You can capture the audio on your scene in OBS. So when it cuts over, it's going to just capture from your camcorder. You can do it that way. And that should give you some sound. But honestly, if you need an external mic, I like the Rode Video Mic Micro. It's like $50 and it gives you good sound. Or where is it at? Gather around here somewhere. Or like this mic right here. This is what I originally started with. This is the Takstar SGC 598. This is the mic I started with as a shotgun mic, and this mic is really good. My early videos were on this. This mic is $25. And I mean, this gives you great performance that you can use, put an extension on it and hook up to your computer if you need to. This is a good starter to start with that. And then after that, I would say maybe the Rode Video Mic Micro. And then I moved to the regular video mic, and now I'm on the Rode Wireless. So a lot of good ranges and prices that you can go through. I really recommend that Takstar because it blew me away on this performance for $25, and there's tons of people that recommend that. And let me see if I can include a link to that. And I will post that. Yeah, it's going for $26.10 right now. Let me copy this link and I'll put that in the description. And just know all my links, I have it listed there. All my links are affiliate links. They don't cost you anything. We get a small kickback that helps us with our with the channel here. So there you go. All right. What's the next one? Jay Hernandez. One of the churches broadcast to Columbia using Zoom, and the pastor preaches from home in Dallas while we play praise and worship. Awesome. Awesome. See, it's a global thing. It's a global thing. Jeremy, this is using the program vMix Social that is pulling from the chat. That's built into vMix. That's how I'm able to do that. Yeah, and see, and that's the reason why I recommended him. Somebody told me about that, and I told him I appreciated that. Like, if y'all don't know, I don't do competition. I'm not trying to outdo anybody. I just want to help. So if he knows something that I don't know, I point you to them. I don't try and keep it. I don't want to be the magic of everything. And I think I just don't do competition because I'm more about complimenting, not about competing. Lifting each other up instead of trying to push people down. I think somebody was saying that. I heard that in a sermon. Somebody says a lot of people, to try and be better, what they do is, instead of working on themselves to get better, what they do is they destroy everyone around them. Or no, what he said, they want to have the biggest building. Instead of building the biggest skyscraper, the biggest building, what they do, instead of focusing on building up, they go and try and tear down everything around them so that they're the biggest one. So I don't do that. I'm all about trying to compliment and help. That's why I have no issue helping y'all, no matter what it is. Whether you believe what I believe or you don't, I don't care. There's not a prerequisite for you to like and believe what I do. We are here to help each other, and that's why I do what I do. M&S Notary, yes, thank you again. Another compliment for the group. We do have our bi-weekly roundtable that's coming up this Sunday as well too, where we have like a intimate setting where we can just talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and we just help each other out. And it's not just me talking, it's us talking amongst ourselves and helping each other out. Religion Lounge. Is your live stream setup simple or complicated? Sorry if you already answered that. My setup here is more complicated because I'm pushing myself to learn more, and I don't have to run it by anybody to test out the stuff that I'm doing. Like, for example, let me see. Oh, so I have these static cameras. I have my ATEM connected to it, but then I also have NDI built into this as well too. So let me bring my camera up and make sure my stuff is showing. There we go. And here we go. So this is my setup for all y'all that wanted to see. Here's my beautiful little girl right there. So I'm watching y'all right here on my setup like this. Then this is the screen going off to infinity so I can see what y'all are seeing. There's my sound. There's my stream deck of how I'm pressing the buttons and getting to all this other stuff. So like if I come in here and hit this one, that's how you get that popping up. If I do the email, that's how you get that. Then there's the ATEM that I'm switching back and forth between my cameras. And then there's vMix. So this is the program I'm talking about that's picking up the chat that everybody is doing. So I'm seeing this. So if I come up, I copied up the wrong camera. So if I come over here and then right click on this, click on this and do send, it sends a command to bring up the lower third. And that's how all that's going. So I would say, yes, it's a bit complicated, but it's gotten to the point of that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because when more people ask me stuff, I want to figure it out. I just don't tell y'all stuff. I try this stuff out myself as well. And I'm gonna bring this up now. This is the channel for AJay Imaging. Show them some love, folks. Like I said, they didn't have to do what they're doing. Now, this is also not a prerequisite. It's not prerequisite for you to do this. I'm asking y'all because they've reached out and they're sponsoring us. I'm asking to like their page and subscribe to help them out. That's why. So anyway, enough of that. Let's go over here to John. Hey AJ, I'm using Worship Extreme to stream through OBS. The issue is that I'm getting a black screen when I select Display 2 in OBS, but on my secondary display, the lyrics and stuff. Can you help? I'm not understanding the last part of your question. Could you resend that again, please? Perspective, Caribbean. Okay, see, they're using the same ones. They've used that as well too. Awesome. Benjamin, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Do I have an affiliate link for the Blackmagic ATEM ISO? I don't, not directly, but let me see if I can find one. Let's see. Here, I will post a link to that right now in the chat. It's on Amazon. You can check it out that way. That's the only kind of link that I kind of have. Let me jump back here to this question here. Was asking about face clarity and OBS pixels problem. Now, are you seeing the image issue on OBS, or is that a pixel issue on the people who are watching the stream? Because that could be two things. It could just be that if it's on the stream, it could be your system can't handle the quality that you're sending, or it could be just the quality that you have your camera set to in OBS is too low. It could be either one, or it could be your video bit rate, how much data is in the video that's going out. It could be either one of those. Dr. McCoy, you are welcome. Well, thank you so much. Your church is streaming because of me. I appreciate it. I'm glad to help. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't, in times with all the stuff going on, like, I think it's better if I help you reach more people and you help somebody else reach more people and somebody else helps, that actually solves the bigger issue that I believe all of us are trying to do. So instead of me trying to keep this information to myself, that's why I want to share, and that's what I'm always about. The man wants to know, what is the sound difference from having a sound box connected to your streaming system than having no sound box and great sound straight from the soundboard to a PC? It all depends. I mean, you could have echoes and all this other stuff. I like coming from the house because you don't have to run new mics. You already got a sound system that's collecting everything, and now you're just running the line out. And then a sound box connected to your streaming system, then having no sound box. Yeah, it's mainly just that you don't have to buy new equipment. You just have to buy a cable or audio interface, and it brings it in. Sound, you're always going to have better sound from your house sound. Well, that all depends on what type of system that you have, but you'll always have better sound than that. Like, I can turn a mic on at my camera at my church and we pick up everything, but now you're bouncing off walls, you're getting all that stuff, and it's not as professional sounding as it is. But I mean, it's a matter of opinion. If you don't have it, I say start with what you got. That's the best thing with that. What time is the meeting for Sunday? Honestly, I will let y'all know. Normally, I might do it around 6 or 7. I actually have to drive out of town and train another media ministry on Sunday. So that all depends when I'm done with that. And I got to pack up my stuff with me. But then I got to get back in town so my daughter can go to school on Monday. So it might be a little bit earlier. If you're on the Facebook group, I will post the information probably later today for that. Richard wants to know, do I prefer vMix to OBS? As of right now, I'm going to still say no. I still like OBS over this, but vMix does have a lot of bells and whistles that OBS requires plugins to do, and it does do some things that OBS can't do. So I'm still kind of on the fence. Right now, I still use both. Mainly, like I said, I'm doing vMix because I'm trying to force myself to learn it because a lot of y'all have asked questions about it. Would I switch my church to vMix? No, not yet, because I know my folks and they're not ready for that. So that's it. Jay Hernandez. AJ, do you still use your portable monitor? I'm finding less and less use mine. We need to see if we can set up a section on Facebook for seller gear. Yeah, I'm in the process of using that. Do I still use this screen? Because we're not doing games and stuff like that, no. But this is my screen right here that I actually, I don't know, I can't see it. I use this for doing installs. That's why I had this set up for a computer right now. I could link this up right now to do like the multi-view, but that's why I'm going through my capture card, so that's why I can't use that right now. But yes, I still use it. Honestly, I was really thinking about getting a touchscreen version of that and actually bringing that to my church and having the ATEM there so they can just touch the screen to do that. Sorry. Sorry, I'm responding to a message here that I had to respond to. So I hope everybody is doing well. If you haven't, let me know where y'all are from. I really would appreciate that. Because, man, if y'all saw me at 10,000 subscribers, I'm not going to do that right now, but like I said, we had a goal at the beginning of this year before COVID to help 1,000 churches to live stream. We are at like almost 100,000. That blows my mind. Thankful about that, just of how many people we've been able to impact and how many people we talk to, and just the range of countries that where people are from is very humbling. So. Jamie was like, what happened to the Tesla Smile? It's still there. Some things have happened to where I've had to push back when we were going to look at getting the Tesla. So what I'm doing, I set some different business goals. I still have the name, still have the channel and everything like that. But we've had to push that back. We need to take care of some other financial commitments first. And then when we step into that, it will be grand to let you know. So that is another channel that I have that I'm working on. So that's about it. And my page just jumped. Let me see where I'm at, where I left off at. Can you do lower thirds on the screen with the $60 paid version of vMix? Yes, you can. So I guess this is now that people have seen this. I'm working to get you set up like this. However, we just lost all of our equipment to the church breaking. Yeah, I know, you told me about that. I'm sorry to hear about that. That's messed up. But I'm really believing that doors and windows are going to open for you to get better equipment than you had. So I'm really believing for that. Sean here. I'm looking at getting a Ryzen 5 3600, which is in my streaming system over here, or a Ryzen 7 3700 for my first computer build with graphics card and motherboard. And what graphics for my first computer build? What graphics card and motherboard do you suggest? Go for, I personally like, and I just changed my system over to this. I actually recently switched my live streaming system over to the MSI B550 Pro. That's like $139 ATX motherboard. Works very well, and it actually has embedded USB-C on the front, so you can actually plug that in and you can have the jack on the front of your board working. So this is the motherboard I would suggest, and this is what I'm using. Just recently upgraded this to. So this is the board. Like I said, it has 2 NVMe slots on the motherboard, and that little, and I can't, let me do it right here. Let's zoom in here. There's your header for your USB-C to plug in if it's supported on your case. Really happy with it. Like, I slowly upgrade my stuff. I'm not on the cutting edge, but I try and get there as close to get to able to do what I need to do. That's what I would suggest. Now, for your graphics card, it depends what you're trying to do. I would not go anything lower than the 1660, but with the NVIDIA's 3070 and 3080 and 3090 that just came out, look for deals with the 2070. But if your budget is around like $500, I would go for the 3070, because that's how much that is. That's the brand newest kid on the block. And for that price, you might as well go for the new at that range. Rick here, can you explain connectors on microphones and the typical sockets on laptops and cameras? Do you need adapters between TRS and that type with the headphone and microphone? All right, so this all depends on, and where is my headphone? Oh, okay, here it is. And I don't know if y'all are gonna be able to see this. So TRRS is this. Hopefully y'all can see this. You see, and I'm not getting in focus. Let me switch over to this one instead. All right, so you see right here, you see these bars here. The 3 are TRRS. So I think that's your left, right, and then your microphone channel there. But then, and I can't unplug that one because I'm using it. And then a regular headphone, you only got, well, actually, this is my computer headphone, so that actually has 3. Where's my other headphone jack? Oh, I gave that to my daughter. That's why she can't, I don't have it. But anyway, the other connectors that you have, I mean, obviously you have XLR, and high-end cameras have this. This is normally what you would use for your sound system and things like that. And I don't have another one there. But the main thing is, it depends. Normally, your computer, they would have those separated. But I think laptops, to save time, they do TRRS. So when you plug in something, it picks up headphones and microphone. That's kind of like your PlayStations, your Xbox boxes use it that way. It all depends. I kind of need to know which one you're trying to use. And yeah, I need some more information on that one. Rick, sorry about that. We was going down the rabbit hole on that one. Dr. McCoy, thank you very much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Anthony wants to know, which graphics card do you recommend? I'm planning on building another streaming PC. If it's going to be solely for streaming, you don't need to go for gusto. I would not go anything lower than the 1650, but I would prefer the 1660 because it's probably like a $20 difference. So the 1660 would be the one to go for. Now, Isaac, you're saying tell you of websites for making a background for a green screen. I really don't have anything like that. I actually just sign up for like Video Hive, and they give out stuff free every month, which again, I've recommended this a lot because yes, you can buy stuff from their sites, but they give out stuff free every month. So here we have this epic trailer that they normally cost $26. All you got to do is sign up for an account and you have it. That's for After Effects. But then they do still footage sometimes. They have website themes, static photos, graphics for like Photoshop, website codes, music with license that you can use. But under here, you could do that. Or actually, let me take that back. I do have something like that. There's 2 places where this is. You can, let me go to Facebook real quick. and hopefully no nonsense pops up. All right, so here, this is the Facebook group. Inside of here, we have some links, and they've changed the layout here. So I don't know how they have this. There were files that we placed on here to where it had a lot of information. Oh, there are those files. So in here, there's a link here to a file that we've collectively put together that shows a whole bunch of free tools and things that you can use and sites that you can use. So if I come over here, so in here, there's over a bunch of these that show you free assets, free images, things like that. And that's inside of the Facebook group, right under files. So there's so many other things there. And it's not just me adding to that. Other people in the group are adding that as well, too. Back to the man. Based on my previous questions, I meant the soundboard connected to the sound interface, sound box connected to the computer. Will the sound interface improve the quality? No, it's junk in, junk out. I mean, you can maybe balance it or make the audio louder. Like right now, I'm going through a mixer. I can make some tweaks to what you're hearing right now, but that's it. I mean, and I can add effects. So I guess to a certain extent, you can change the quality, but if you're sending in crap, I mean, it's not going to change. Unfortunately. Otis, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. MS Notary, where can I purchase a portable monitor? I got mine from Amazon. Let me send you the link of exactly what I got with mine. And be careful. I know a couple of people have got one of these and they said that they had problems with it because it came back in a different language. I think I put instructions on my review video of this to show you how to actually get back to the menu to change the language. So that should come up here pretty soon. Let's see. Be humble, like the name. I started a new Facebook page to gather church AV teams under one umbrella in order to grow together instead of individually. Your channel gave me the motivation to do it. Any suggestions to grow it? Yes, just keep working. I remember when I started my channel, started my Facebook, it was just me. I was posting comments to myself. Just keep going. That's how I did with this channel. I didn't pay for subscribers. I didn't pay for anything. I just believed in what I was doing. And I just kept going. And then people found me. So I really believe that if he gave you the vision to do that, he will give you the provision to keep it sustained. And that's this channel, my business, is an example of that, that I know that that is true. Let's see. How long can you use the $20 capture card? I mean, you can use it as long as you want. Mine burnt out because I plugged it into my Ryzen and I have issues with that. I've had other people, they've been using it for months without any issues. Perfectly fine. All right, so we got South Africa here, Mississippi, my college town, Hampton University, Hampton, Virginia. Awesome. I was just down there. I actually supposed to be going down there next week for ride with a friend down there for a funeral, but my dad's side is from that whole area down there, Smithfield, Olive Wright, and things like that. Chicago, Illinois, Santa Fe, Mexico, Miami, Florida. Not so sunny right now. The UK. Awesome. Let's go back here, creative for fun. We have an old Mackie analog soundboard. Is there anything that we need to do to make our live stream possible? I mean, it depends on what type of outputs that you have. If you don't, I'm sure if it's analog, you have an XLR or 1/4 inch out, you can get one of those Scarlett 2i2s that we're talking about, and you can convert that interface will convert it to digital for your live stream. You can do something like that. Let me add this in here. You can do a 2i2 or you can do the solo. Either one will work depending on how many interfaces that you need. And I'm going to put that in the chat there for you. Maybe I should put a name behind it. Scarlett 2i2. Let's see. I think we're on the next page here. That's what I'm talking about. Jay Hernandez, he's from Texas, streaming to Mexico, Colombia, and Honduras. Awesome. Edmonton, Canada. Awesome. Steve is from Atlanta, Georgia. Was just down there a couple of months ago. Pooler, Georgia. Clint Parker. Awesome. And I always pronounce his name wrong, so I'm not even going to try and say it. Another person from Georgia. Jumping over here, and Otis, completely correct. vMix is comparable to the NewTek TC1 with the right hardware. Completely agree with that. Let's see here. Hey AJ, thank you for all you do. Your videos will continue to be instrumental for our live stream. We're from Marysville, Pennsylvania. Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm glad. Like I said, I'm glad this is helping. We got Arkansas here in the house. We got Houston, Texas. Like I said, JHB, that's my same thought. When I saw that, I thought it was a typo, but really thankful for that. Otis wants to know, what are my thoughts on the 3080 and the 3090s? I honestly am thinking about going to the 3080 for video editing performance. If I can get it at the price that they say, that blows away. It's going to give double to almost triple performance for that. If you're looking to do 4K and higher video editing, I think the 3080s at a $499 to $599 price is awesome. Jamie would like to know, can you do a video on what to do after building a computer? Like downloading Windows and other stuff. Yeah, I can do that. I actually am building 2 systems for a church in Florida and another one in Vancouver, Washington that's coming up. So I will do that back-end stuff. I had somebody else ask me to do something about the BIOS, and I'll do that as well. I just haven't had a system to do that recently. I think back to Isaac, the more I'm seeing your questions, I need to know what system you're doing, because I really think it's your system is underpowered, and that's why you're getting the issues from pixelation and things like that. That's what I really think it is. Let's see. This was the message for the Scarlett 2i2 that we were just talking about. And I think I just answered that. Creative for Fun, your question about that. All right, so Be Humble's page, look out on Facebook, is audio video for church leaders on Facebook. So there's a shout out for y'all for that. And JHB was saying that the capture card stopped after 30 minutes on the Mac. Yeah, everybody I've talked to, I think Elliot on the Facebook group, he said he did the same thing when he plugged it into his Mac. It died. I don't know if they're not Mac friendly or not, but it's just kind of interesting that everybody who said it stopped working was plugged into a Mac, but then other people who've been using it for Windows, they said they've been using it for like 5 months without any issues. So I don't know. Man, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this, but that's awesome. Got some folks from the Philippines. Andrew, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm glad this is helping. Jamie, of course, from India. Thank you. She's always there on the streams, and I really appreciate it. All right, so we got that. And okay, we're looking into getting into streaming remotely. What are your thoughts on the Blackmagic ISO? I mean, the ISO is good, but the ISO, the only advantage to that is that it can record every input and it will create the DaVinci Resolve project on your drive if you actually are using that. If you're not going to be leveraging any of those features, I think it's not needed. You can get away with just the A10 Mini Pro, and that's what I'm using. I need to know, I mean, what's your plan of use? Are you going to use it to where you want to record all the streams? I mean, it will work. The Pro will handle that. I just think, like me personally, even though I have 3 cameras, I would love to record all 3. I really don't need that right now. Now, if I was going to go back into streaming sporting events, maybe. But even in the sporting events, I only have 1 camera. If we went with multiple cameras, I might do something like that. So that way you don't ever miss any angles and when you're recording. That's just me. All right, we're from Lima, Peru. Awesome. And streaming to Peru, USA, Great Britain, the Ukraine, and Canada. Awesome. Andrew has a question. We have a Blackmagic 2 ME production switcher. We just wanted to ask if you have a way to enable downstream keys for the second ME. I can only see downstream keys for the first ME. I don't know off the top of my head because I don't have access to that. I had one when I was working with a client. I might see if I can reach back out to them and see if I can get access to that because they have an ME production switcher as well. So I need to circle back with them to see if I can answer that one for you. Send me an email. Where's it at? Right there. Up. You can't see it because this is up. Send me an email here with that, and I can follow up with that. So at least I can put like a flag on it to remember to go over that stuff. Shane, look, I think you're stalking me or something because some of y'all are asking me questions that literally I have planned to do. So Shane wants to know, can you do a video on the Unify products and your take on them? Now, I use the Unify stuff. I've shown my stuff as well as my church. Now, I'm actually going to be installing a complete Unify network at a church maybe next week, or I'm just waiting. They're going to cut the check and I have to order all the equipment. But I'm installing access points, the new Dream Machine Pro, which I actually have. That's one of the videos that I did and I just never posted. The whole thing, as well as wiring it for access points for the entire church, going in the attic, doing all that stuff, and wiring it for future security cameras. So that video is coming. That's a project I'm getting ready to work on. So hopefully that will cover a lot of the stuff, and I'll try and do a breakdown of every single piece that I do in that to help answer that question for you. Kellen White wants to know, where should we put our focus? The in-person experience, TV, news, etc., or the online experience? Our budget for 2020. When it comes to your live stream, your audio is the most important thing. Your picture quality can be trash and people will still listen. Once the audio is bad, no one's going to pay attention to what you're doing because it's irritating to the ears. If you have an option of doing your upgrading your audio, go for that. And you don't have to, I don't know what your budget is, but that doesn't really have to break the bank to do that. Even this wireless mic that I'm on, you can put this on a boom and it'll work. The Rode video mic that's $120, you can do that as a boom mic. That can work. I think that would be good. And then the next thing, depending on how your setup will be, is to invest like in a green screen. If you really want to do that, I mean, that can give you a whole lot more. Oh, I'm sorry. I read into that wrong. You said new speakers. Yeah, in person, I mean, it all depends on your budget. I mean, because now you can get a 65-inch 4K TV for like almost $300, which will give you a good layout. But more importantly, what's the infrastructure to power that? How are you sending stuff to that? What's the layout of it? Are you trying to put just scripture and lyrics? Presentations? Do you want to have the full shebang where you have video, lower thirds on the screens as well? Do you want to show 2 different things? I mean, it all depends what your plan is. I would say what is your vision of that, and then draw out the final place where you want to go with it right now, and then maybe chop that up, and then it'll help get the direction, because it's kind of hard for me just to say off the top, except for you can always improve your audio. That's the best thing. Johans, I hope that's how you pronounce it. Which camera is better between camcorder or DSLR for streaming and recording videos? DSLRs have better quality, but DSLRs weren't built for video. Me personally, I use camcorders. Even with the Blackmagic Cinema camera that I have right here, this can take, I'm doing it for videos, for long recordings. That's why I use a camcorder. Can a DSLR do that? Yes, I have. Where is my DSLR? It's over there. I mean, I could use that, but most of the time they're not meant for long recordings. I think the G7s, the GH5s, they've updated them for that. I lean right now towards camcorders because they're just made for long recording purposes. Let's see. Okay, Shane wants to know, how do you shorten your YouTube channel name? That is under a setting here. Let me go to my churches and I will show you how that will work. You can do this, and this is this thing that every church y'all should strive for. Strive to get to 100 subscribers, because then you can shorten your name and you don't have that long, drawn out, crazy name. And that's why we want to try and help Ada Imaging get to that as well. So let me go to the back end of here first, and hopefully I don't show nothing wrong in this. So here's the back page of my church's page. What you want to do is go to settings, I believe. And where's it at? Is it channel? Yeah, eligibility. So under here, we're going to go to the full features in here. And you want to go to custom URL. That's where you can enable this and have a shortened name. So now going to our church's page is, like, if I went to the main one again so you can see what it was originally, our YouTube page was this long thing right here. But once you enable, let me turn that off, and then once you enable it, now our channel is this. And honestly, that C is invisible. It's really youtube.com/Antioch Baptist Media. That's what it would be. So that would be how you would enable that. Especially if you have over 100, that's what you would do. Otis wants to know, let me switch back to this camera since I'm looking this direction. Sorry, my mom just tried to call me. We have members having sync issues casting from phones, tablets, etc. to their televisions. What's your thoughts? Sync issues. So Otis, this is for them at home, or is this in church? I'm assuming this sounds like this is at home. Sync issues normally would just be, it's like, that's why I haven't done anything like this for my church yet, because you're really assuming that they have a smart TV that supports it, that's already on their network, and their phone is on the network, and they understand that. For me, I haven't figured out a simplified way to explain that without people calling me and me having to go to their house and set it up. But let me know if that's how that is. You're welcome. You're welcome. Calvin wants to know, have I had any issues with Rode video mic interference? No, I have not. Shane wants to know is what's my thoughts on the Soundcraft. I honestly have not used that, so I can't help you with that one, unfortunately. Abraham here was talking, he let me know about a multi-stream plugin for OBS to where OBS can stream to multiple platforms at the same time, which is a built-in feature with vMix. Says it's working well. I stream to YouTube and Facebook directly from OBS. Anybody wants to try, they can, including you. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to just because I've been busy, but yeah, I think he developed that, or he pointed to my attention about that. Yeah, I want to try that when I get a chance. Clint Parker, when using cell phone for Facebook Live video, would you recommend horizontal? Please. If you're going to use your phone, do it like this. Do it like this. Because then you're going to have, if you do it like this, you're going to have all these black bars on the other side and stuff like that. Just do it like this. Thank you so much. You're welcome. I'm glad you learned something. I really appreciate that. And you want to know what camcorders am I using. This camera right now is a Sony Handycam AX5 III. That is what I've been using for quite a long time. And then this is the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. That is what I'm using right here. And then this is the Ada Imaging HD 100A. This is the grand prize of our 30,000 subscriber giveaway that Ada Imaging is giving away. All right, and I think we're gonna do a couple more and then we're gonna be wrapping it up for today. The Lumix G85 doesn't have a recording limit and is a decent price and the quality. Yeah, and I heard that and I forgot about that one. I was just thinking about the GH5 and the G7, I believe. But thank you for that. Okay, Streets of Destiny actually is saying that that capture card, the $20 one, is working fine on her Mac. So, okay. Raylan Russell wants to know, what are my favorite uses for the Stream Decks? Honestly, I have the Mini right now for helping me with, I have my most used applications because there's only 6 buttons on it. So I have QuickBooks, OBS, DaVinci Resolve, Photoshop, controls for my lights right here on that one. On the XL, that's the one I was showing just now. That's what I have all of this set up to right now to control my chat, the stream, all of vMix, and then I also have different profiles for different things there. At church, I have it because I put all the buttons for live streaming for church to make it simple so that they don't even have to touch anything. To do all the live streaming, everything are just buttons on the Stream Deck to make it simple. That's one of my favorite uses for that. I only want to pronounce your name wrong. I apologize. Is there a multi-stream option available for the ATEM Mini Pro? Not natively, but you can, and I did this in another video, how you can add different options to the ATEM Mini Pro to where you stream to. You can add Restream or any of them into your streaming XML, and then they will be listed in your drop down, and then so natively, it can't go to multiple places. From the ATEM by itself, it can't. Like right now, I am connected over USB to this computer that's in front of me, so I can stream with that to one platform. Then I'm going from the HDMI out into my streaming PC, and then that could go into something else as well too. And I just noticed my iPad is still on because I was just looking at the images. So natively, no, it'd have to be a service like that. Tammy wants to know, what are my thoughts on wireless HDMI for in-house TVs for church? I actually installed that at the chapel at our church, and it works well. And it wasn't anything significant in lag. I'm just old school to where I don't like everything being wireless because, yeah, it might work well, but anybody who's been in media long enough, I'd rather have a physical cable that I know that if it goes out, either the camera died or somebody cut the wire. But the Ori, not the Ori, I forgot the one that I used that I installed. I did a review on my channel for it. It worked great, and it was only like maybe $125. Again, I only have one. I have no idea how they would interact when you start having multiple, so I don't know how many cameras you have. It works, but I would be hesitant because you're introducing a whole lot of interference and a whole lot of things to that. Johan wants to know recommendations for a streaming computer. Which one is better between the desktop and the laptop? Desktop, because you can always upgrade it over time. Once a laptop has reached its limits, they've integrated so much stuff, so you can maybe add a hard drive and memory, but you can't do nothing else. My computer that I'm on right now is the same system, believe it or not, that I had when I was in the Marines in 1996. I have upgraded it since then. So it's completely different, but I have slowly replaced a piece at a time. Like Otis was asking about adding a new graphics card. I just added a new motherboard here the other day, added a new hard drive. It makes it easy instead of having to drop down 1,000, 1,600, 2,000 on a new laptop every time. You can piecemeal it to get where you need to do when you need to. We started with a 3,200 G at my church, and now we've upgraded the entire system, and it gives us much better performance, but it didn't cost us nowhere close to having to buy a new system for each iteration. Dominic, what's going on? I am torn between the ATEM Mini Pro and the Television HD. I like the separate outputs of the Television HD, but if I go this route, what hardware stream encoder would you recommend? You would honestly recommend a streaming PC, or you can actually just get both and then route the output from the, hold on. He is talking about something like this. So this is the HD ATEM Television HD Studio, and there's no built-in encoder in this. So you actually have to come out of the program or the aux, and this goes into a converter. So something like this, a SDI to HDMI converter, then it plugs into your capture card. You need something like that to stream. Me personally, I've been wanting, this is a broken one. I've been looking to want to get a new one, but because of all the stuff that they've been packing into the ATEM Mini, this has to be revised pretty soon. I would hate for anybody to buy something like this and then all of a sudden, oh, I mean, now the ATEM Mini Pro is $600. This is $1,000. If they were able to add live streaming built into this, there's no reason why a revision of this, which I have no proof that they're going to do, there's no reason why they can't add that into this. So I'm kind of holding off buying anything like this, the bigger switchers, because they have to add some of these features into it, because these ATEM Minis have done so well. That's what I'm thinking. Xanis 1. We use 2 mics at times. Can this cause problems with the sound quality that I sometimes hear? It possibly, I mean, you would need to balance those out. I mean, again, need to know where these mics are, make sure they're not feeding off each other. That's one thing you might need to check out. Let's go to Calvin White. Do the settings on the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K save? I'm off at college and I don't have time to constantly set the settings for our church every time they go live. No, they're straightforward. You can actually, if they're not, you can set everything to one of the programmable buttons on the top, and then it's just a button press to bring it back. But when I'm doing my stuff, no, the only time I have to adjust it is because my lighting changed. I originally had the windows open, but I had overcast. So that's the reason why my stuff has changed, but it's pretty straightforward. I don't use the battery. Mine stays plugged in all the time. The battery is just for saving my settings. But I haven't had any issues where I've had to reset anything. Brandon, have you thought about using any IP cameras at your church? At my church, currently, no. That might change. I don't know if you saw, I was circling something on AJay's website for a camera. I'll just leave it at that. Maybe. Otis, going back to this question, they're both at home. We monitor both the audio and video on different tablets with no issues. Yeah, that sounds like a networking issue at their home. That's the only thing I can think about with that one. All right, we're going to be wrapping it up pretty soon, folks. I went a little bit extra here. Abraham, don't know why there's a delay of 5 to 3 seconds while I am using the HDMI switcher to the TV and switch from camera to scripture. How do I reduce that? Abraham, that sounds like kind of like the recent video that I did where I changed the TV in our Narthex, because every piece of equipment that you add in between your switcher adds frames and adds delay into that. Now, I don't know what type of switcher you got. Sounds like it's doing a whole lot of probably unnecessary processing or something like that, just adding a significant delay to that. I would check that out. But how many devices do you have between the source and its final destination? Because what you could do is, just as a test, have it go directly from the source to the TV, and do you still see that issue? If you don't, you know it's the hardware in between that's adding all that latency. Yes, it was the Ori, Jay. And Kellen wants to know, what are my thoughts on the Teradek video encoders? They're good. I think they're overpriced. That's just me. But I think that's because I say it's overpriced because I've always had to count pennies when we're doing this stuff to try and fit it inside of a budget. I think it's good. I think what Lon Seidman actually did, he's another guy on YouTube that reviews a lot of products. He had a video on it where he used it, where he was walking around. It works great. I was actually looking at getting something like this before the ATEM television studio, the ATEM Mini came out, for when I was live streaming school events. I was thinking about that. Back to creative for fun. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not familiar with that one. I would need to look that one up to get some more information. All right, you're saying when you're moving the mouse, I'm getting some sound in OBS. Is it a wired mouse or is it a wireless mouse? That sounds like some interference. Somehow. I'm wondering if that's from a wireless mouse or something like that, or it could just be it's a grounding issue somewhere ultimately through. All right, I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do everybody's calling me right now. I'm gonna do 4 more questions and we're gonna shut it down because I got family and everybody's calling me like crazy right now. Let's see. Agape Ministries. Hello. I have a Vixia 800 camera, capture card, laptop, USB hub, because there's only one USB port on the laptop. What do I need to connect the setup to the mixer and at church, and how? If you have the 800, the Vixia 800 has a mic input on the side. If you only have one USB, well, let me change what I'm getting ready to say. If you only got one input, I'm wondering, have you tried to live stream on the system? Because if you only have one USB input, I'm thinking your laptop may not be able to handle the stream. That's just a guess based off of how many ports you said you have. I could be reading into that wrong. But back to the original answer, if you only got that, I would run sound out of that into the external mic on the camera and let your audio and video come through the camera over one cable to your capture device. That would be the easiest way to do that. Yeah, and that goes back to your other question. I would do it through everything through the board and have it connected. If the Yeti X can connect to your mixer, I would do it that way. Run a line out from your mixer, convert it down to stereo, plug it into the external mic on the Vixia 800. That's the easiest way to do it. 3 more questions, and then we're going to be out of here. Do you recommend using Streamlabs OBS? Yeah, works great. The only issue with Streamlabs is you have to pick a game with using it, but I mean, it's built on OBS, so yes, it'll work great. Branson, let's see. Is Cat 6 cable good for 4 TV setup using Ori 1 to 8 Cat 6 HDMI extender? I have the other 4 inputs for expansion later. Yes, they work great. I wouldn't do anything less than Cat 6. That's exactly how I use mine when I use the same Ori 1x4, 1x2, 1x8. That's what I use as well. Let's see. All right, I have people said they were going to email me. All right, so back to your question about the hub. Yeah, the issue is even if you're using the hub, your USB port can only handle but so much data coming in. So I would still run the audio through the camera and just let the capture device that you're using come over that USB, because anything else, you're probably going to hit a limit. All right, I think that's about it, folks. Thank y'all so much, and I got my other stuff here in place. Got a new graphic. We've had so many new patrons help support us, and like I said, I have a video dropping at 2 o'clock on another way that y'all can help, explaining how I plan to use YouTube membership. Check that out at 2 o'clock. But I want to thank the patrons who have helped us constantly do the videos that we produce here. We have 4 new patrons: Alicia Evans, Pastor David Berry, Mark Bose, that was the one who was at Soteria Church, and then Simon Platt, he is from Bali, Indonesia. And thank you for everyone else who has been my patrons, supporters for a long time. And you too can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, where you help us train media ministries all over the world. There are extra benefits with becoming a patron that I can't do on the YouTube membership. So that is the difference with patrons. When you're a patron, you actually are entered into all giveaways double. So you have more of a chance to win. And we do different giveaways for that. And I'm learning all the legalities and stuff like that, because if it finds out I can't do that, I would rescind that. But that's what's going on. I just heard something beep. I don't know what that was from. But thank y'all so much for all that stuff. Thank you for the growth. Thank you for the support. Really appreciate that. And I'm looking for bigger and better things to help make sure that y'all sign up for the A10 mini giveaway. Here it is, still wrapped. Got an extra super long USB-C cable that's going to come with it. So we're giving this away to somebody at the end of the month. Make sure you get registered at that. That is at grow.ajayhomes.com/A10mini. And we also have the 30,000 subscriber giveaway. Same link, but it ends with 30K giveaway. And that is sponsored by Ada Imaging. Please, please make sure you read the rules for that. As of right now, this is open to anybody, United States, any country and stuff like that. But if we find that there's an issue, I will let y'all know if we need to rescind that. I will honor what I said for this time around. So if somebody else in another country wins that, as long as there's no embargo issues and their country is peaceful with the United States and I can ship it, I will. If we can't, we will have to work out something else. But that's what that is. For those who wanted to know my email address, it is questions@ajayhomes.com, and I'm gonna work on slowing this down so you can see it again. But that's questions@ajayhomes.com. Thank y'all so much for the support. Really appreciate it. If no one has ever told you, for all the work that you do in the media ministry, I appreciate you, because we've been holding it down for as long as this whole COVID thing has been in place, and we have been able to reach out and share the message, the good news of Jesus Christ to the entire world when people couldn't gather together, and you were instrumental in doing that. So I want to thank you for that. And these giveaways are a way that I can give back to y'all and thank y'all. I'm looking forward to the time where I have $100,000 where I can give out tons of these things. But we're working towards that. So thank y'all so much, folks. And we will see y'all on the next video later.